my munchkins. I'm sorry I'm a little bit tired today, but I'm having some medication stuff. They're changing some of my medication, so I might be a little tired, but I still wanted to make a video, and today I decided to, drumroll please, get Mr. Chinami's opinion on some of my fragrances. So in this video we're going to talk about the 10 different fragrances I made my hubby smell and give me a rating from 1 to 10, which he thinks is the best. And we need to give a big applause to Mr. Chinami because he got a headache from smelling all these fragrances. He's not used to it like I am. And honestly, he was being such a good sport for this, but because he is so camera shy, he didn't want to be on the video. But he told me I can tell you guys what he thought of the fragrances, so I thought let's do that today. So everything I'm gonna talk today is from Mr. Chinami's point of view, okay? And he told me to tell you guys that he said hi, so yeah. There are a couple of things that he actually gave a pretty good, like solid number, and then there are a couple that stood out to me that he thought were amazing, and we're just gonna go through all of them. So I gave Mr. Chinami 10 different fragrances from my collection, and I wanted to get some range, okay? So we've got florals, we've got a little bit of something that's a dupe of something really popular. So we've got popular fragrances here and we've got a couple of things that I thought that Mr. Chinami would enjoy. So a couple of those, and I was kind of correct about a few of them. So yeah, so we started with him from the little bit more tame fragrances, and the first one I made Mr. Chinami try was Extreme Rose by Louis Varel, and this is a Roses Vanille copy. And I thought that Mr. Chinami was gonna love this. Like, he likes vanilla a lot, so I was like, okay, this is gonna steal his heart and he's gonna think it's so amazing. But honestly, surprisingly, Mr. Chinami gave this only 7 stars out of 10. And that was kind of on the lower rank. It was the 3rd lowest of Mr. Chinami's ratings. So Roses Vanille did not steal Mr. Chinami's heart. And I can show you. So here is the paper and I put a 7 in it. So yeah, Mr. Chinami thought that this was not as good. I asked him about it and he said that it does not smell interesting enough. So he thought Roses Vanille was boring, basically, and that's the problem with it. And I was surprised because vanilla is Mr. Chinami's favorite note, I've noticed. So 7 for Extreme Rose by Louis Varel. That is a dupe of Roses Vanille by Mancera. So next up, I wanted to get Mr. Chinami's reaction to Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA because it's been hyped all over the internet and I wanted to see whether or not he was gonna like it or hate it. So I gave him Opulent Musk to review, and what Mr. Chinami said about this one is, oh, that's surprisingly woody, and oh, that's pretty nice, and oh, that's pretty soft, okay? And he gave Opulent Musk actually pretty high rating. That surprised me. He said that it was a 8.5 points fragrance for him. So yeah, Baccarat Rouge definitely works, but does not wow men, it seems. It was still on the kind of like higher end of things. So this was, wait, let me just see, tally up. It was something like the 7th best or something, or like, no wait, like 3rd or 4th best, so pretty good. 8.5 for Opulent Musk by Latafa from Mr. Chinami. So it seems Mr. Chinami likes his sweeties, okay, sweeties. Talking about sweet, I gave him something that I thought he was gonna absolutely love, Lalique Le Parfum, and I love this one. But Mr. Chinami didn't think it was a 10 out of 10, even though I thought that this was gonna be a surefire 10 out of 10. So this is a vanilla and bay leaf. But he told me that to him it smelled a little too masculine because of the Indian bay leaf. And he thought it was very woody. So that's what Mr. Chinami felt was way more prominent in this than I did. I thought it was more vanillic, and he gave it 8.5 also. So not bad, but also not something that wowed him like I was thinking. So yeah, Lalique Le Parfum, Mr. Chinami gave 8.5 points. Then I wanted to see what he was gonna do with full-on vanilla, okay? So I gave him Billie Eilish to test, and many women don't like this scent because it's a little boring to us. But Mr. Chinami absolutely loved this. He tried it like this, and he was like, oh my god, that is amazing. And he gave it a 9-, which means that it's almost a 9. So he was like, this is super good. And this was the second favorite of his. So yeah, Billie Eilish stole his heart. And it was on the second place, highest rated from everything I made him try. Okay. So yeah, if you girls wanna go with something safe that men are gonna like and think is sexy, then go with Eilish. I asked him why he liked it, and he said it smelled really soft. So that's a Mr. Chinami quote there. Very soft, very good. Okay. Very great. That was my addition, okay? But yeah, Billie Eilish was something that Mr. Chinami enjoys, okay? Then because he likes that one, and I actually knew that, I was interested in seeing him try out something more woody based again that has vanilla. And for that, I let him try Amer Al Oud. I was also interested in whether or not Mr. Chinami was going to enjoy unisex scents. And this one is a very woody vanilla, and it has a little bit of oud. So I was interested in whether or not oud was gonna put him off. But no, it did not. Because Mr. Chinami smelled this, and he said, oh, so that's very sweet. It's very woody, isn't it? And then he went, oh, it's sugary. I like it. And the final verdict for Amer Al Oud Intense by Latafa from Mr. Chinami was a solid 8. He said it's solid, but it's not sugary enough. So he would have wanted it to be a little more sweet. But yeah, 8 from a guy, okay? So Mr. Chinami, when I asked him, does he think it smells feminine or masculine? He said definitely feminine. So okay, he thinks that this is not that unisex, that it's more feminine. Okay. Then I wanted him to try something of mine that people say is a little old lady-like and a little cloying, but that I like a lot. And this is something that usually kind of like men don't like, so I wanted to see what Mr. Chinami was gonna say. And I gave him a taste of Red Door. So I made him try Red Door. And this is a honeyed, really honeyed, cloyingly sweet floral, red and white floral, and peach. And he said that he doesn't like it that much. He gave it 7-, which is almost 6, okay? So that was almost the lowest on the whole spectrum, but not, this was the second lowest rated, and it did not, it bothered me a little, but it did not bother me that much because I know that this is not very sexy in men's opinion. I asked him what bothers him, and he said it's too sweet and it smells like soap. And he didn't like it. He said it's cloying soap. And I was like, yeah, pretty much, okay? but I still love it and I still wear it. And I also think that this one does smell way better on skin. But anyway, Mr. Chinami's verdict for Red Door by Elizabeth Arden was 7 minus. Okay, so yeah. Then I wanted to keep with the floral stuff and give him Amarish, aka Marriage type of fragrance. So I don't have Amarish, but I have something quite similar, and that is Gabriella Sabatini. And this one is a nice white and yellow flowers type of fragrance with a little bit of civettiness, and this is quite similar to Amarish. And I thought, what better fragrance to test on a man than a fragrance inspired by marriage, basically, because Amarish was inspired by marriage and Gabriella Sabatini was, I think, inspired by Amarish, or the other way around, whichever. But anyway, so Mr. Chinami tried this and he said, I like this more than the last one. So he liked this way more than the Red Door. And he said it's because this does not smell like soap. And he said it's quite nice. He said it's quite nice, smells like skin. I think that's the civettiness he's talking about. He tends to say that when something has civet. And he actually really likes them off my skin. So this is again one of those that he really likes off my skin, but of paper it does not come to its justice. But anyway, he liked it. And he gave Gabriella Sabatini 8, solid 8 again. So he's being very kind, okay? Mr. Chinami is being super kind to us. Next up, I wanted to really, because we were getting near the end, I wanted to give him something really controversial and like really powerful, okay? Like I wanted to rock his socks off, really. So I gave him to test Ciara, and I was really inspired to do this because many men like Ciara. Ciara is something that tickles men's, I've noticed, like some sexual desire type of thing. It was actually modeled, I think, after a fragrance called Bal de Versailles that I think was formulated in 1700s, if I'm correct. Might not be, but anyway, very old-fashioned fragrance that was made for prostitutes. So this is quite similar to Bal de Versailles, and it's supposed to bring out sex appeal. Okay, so that's kind of the whole thing. So I was like, interesting to see what a man thinks of this, and yeah, I love it. I love it so much. It's so sexy. But anyway, so Mr. Chinami tried this and he gave it a 8.5, and he said, that's really good. That's really good. That's really sexy. And I was like, okay, so why are you giving it 8.5 and not 10? And he was like, it's a little much. so that's his opinion. It's a little much. Then I was like, but you like a little much. And he was like, yeah, I do. So yeah, so he gave Chiara, which is one of my favorites, and I told him this is one of my favorites, and he said, yeah, that's so you. He gave it 8.5, so still a pretty good amount to Chiara. This was not surprising. This gets so many compliments from men, and it gets so much attention from men. Whenever I wear it, I get a lot of attention from males. And yeah, it's a sexy fragrance, okay? Just letting you guys know. So yeah, Chiara, a winner. But then I wanted to take this to a whole nother level. I wanted to kind of like give him something similar, but kind of fuck with his brain a little. Like this fragrance is something that either you love it or you fucking hate it. And off the card, it does smell quite horrible. So I wanted to give him something like that, a little, just to kind of see what his reaction would be to a very cutting and very like deep civetty fragrance. And for that, I gave him Youp Farm to test, and oh my god, It did not go well. Mr. Chinami tried Youp Farm and he immediately took the strip off his nose and he was like, no, no, that's not good. He looked at me and he was like, and I was like, you better tell me what you think. Like I value your honest opinion on this, okay? What do you think? And he said, this smells really kind of not really good. Because he's really sweet. He doesn't want to tell me he doesn't like my fragrances, but he did not like Youp, okay? So Youp Farm got a 6, okay? So he's still being super general because I asked him like, why didn't you give it a 4? And he's like, it could work, but during winter. So I was like, okay, yeah, true, okay, I wouldn't wear this during the hottest time of the year, and now is the hottest time of the year, so yeah, he's kind of correct and he's being nice, of course. But like, yeah, this was the lowest rated item. So if you want to chase men away, because I know some of y'all wanna do that, I see you lesbians out there, I see you bisexuals and people who hate men. Sorry. But yeah, news are in. Wear Youp Farm and you will chase away men, okay? I still wear it though, and Mr. Chinami just has to live with me wearing it because I like it. But anyway, okay, he gave it a 6, okay? Mr. Chinami's verdict for Youp Farm was 6. And he gave it begrudgingly. He doesn't want to make me sad or mad or anything. And I told him it was completely okay. Like, fine. And then, are you ready for the 10th fragrance? I have, drum roll please, set aside the one that he gave a 10 out of 10, okay? So we've got a harsh client who likes things a lot, but not 10 out of 10, but this one, when he smelled it, he was like, this is a 10 out of 10. Immediately, this is my favorite. And the one that he gave 10 out of 10 is Antonio Banderas, Her Secret Temptation, aka La Vie est Belle, okay? So this one, he said, was immediately his favorite. He said, that's so sexy. And also, that's so sweet, that's so nice, that smells like a nice lady, and he was smitten, okay? So, Mr. Chinami's verdict was that this was way better than any of the other ones, okay, that he tried. So, what we learned from this, La Vie est Belle is the best fragrance for a woman, okay? So, who would have guessed? I used to hate this, but now I love it, okay? I don't know if it's the summertime or what, but we both love it now, okay? So yeah, this is a La Vie est Belle dupe, and this is by Antonio Banderas, Her Secret Temptation, and Mr. Chinami gave it 10 out of 10, okay? So this is the winner of everything today. Yeah. And guess who went and spritzed it on like immediately after, and he was like, you smell good today, but he didn't know that it was this. Men are so fun sometimes, they're so cute, okay? Like, he's so cute sometimes. But yeah, so that's Mr. Chinami's favorites for y'all and for me, so I know, because I really like to know what to wear when we go on a little picnic or something. And actually today we're gonna go see a movie, and I'm thinking about wearing this because it's his favorite, so yeah. So that's all for today. I hope you liked me bringing some male discussion to this channel and male opinions, and I honestly really love Mr. Chinami, and I really love his input on these things because he is not a fragrance addict like we are. He is a normal person and he has normal person feelings towards fragrances, but he was being a really good sport, and he told me he did it because he loves me and this is important to me. So let's all give it up to Mr. Chinami, and yeah, God, we need to love the men in our life. They are amazing, aren't they? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing with your life? Girl, guy, just subscribe already. It's really easy. It's right there. Right there. Push it, okay? She push it. Push it real good. Okay, that's really cringe. I'm sorry. Anyway, if you did not do that, maybe you could like this video so I don't get like pushed back into the sea of YouTubers like, whoa! That's what happens if you don't get likes, okay? I don't want to beg likes, but I kinda do have to. So, like, yeah, like this video if you feel like it. Only if you feel like it, okay? And I see you in my next video. Have a scentful day. Bye, girls and guys. And they, thems, and people of all orientations and gender identities. Yeah, bye.